Hey, welcome to this Windows channel, and this is the Tech News Update. We are Wednesday, December 14th, 2016, and today in our Tech News Update, we have a developer that showed that you could run Android 7.1 Nougat on on a Lumia 520 and 525 phone, which is kind of interesting because maybe if there's some easy way to upgrade these phones with Android, that could be quite interesting for those that have this phone. We know that the Windows Phone Lumia 520 and 525 don't upgrade to Windows 10, so that could be another way to upgrade them into something more modern. And also by having the Android operating system, well, you have many more apps that you will be able to install on that device. So we'll see if that is a possibility or if it's too complicated in the future. Samsung is releasing a migrant worker guideline, and the reason why is that more and more reports are coming out of its different Asian factories where there's a lot of abuse of foreign workers, and also apparently some children are actually working in those factories. Samsung wants to try to make things better, so they're going to release this migrant worker guideline, and will try to, of course, eliminate the bad practices of some factories. Samsung has also said that if some factories are found to be really, having bad working conditions and unsafe working practices, that they might actually even stop using that, provider and use somebody else to get the same parts. So I think that's interesting. It's like Apple. Apple promises a lot, but it's very difficult in these Asian shops where a lot of electronic stuff are made. Conditions are horrible, and basically, even though they try to, in practice, do good things, it's very difficult, and often things don't really change that much. Facebook is putting online a parent portal, and this is to help parents show kids how to stay safe online and have good social media practices. They say that they've decided to put this guideline because a lot of parents are preventing their children from going on Facebook because they deem that it's not a good place and that it is dangerous. So Facebook put online this parent portal where there's a lot of questions and answers and a lot of information, and including all sorts of information on how to stay safe and make sure that everything's all right while you're using not just Facebook but social media in general. Well, Harman Kardon is working on a Cortana speaker or kind of a hub, and it looks pretty interesting. What we know is, a lot of people were waiting for some kind of Cortana hub from Microsoft. Well, now with Cortana being kind of an open service now that everybody can really take and do something with, well, we know that Harman Kardon now is working on such a device that would be kind of a Amazon Echo competitor with Cortana in it. For those that don't know who Harman Kardon is, they are known in the field of audio products. For a long time, they made high-end audio products and Wi-Fi systems. So interesting to see, and I think it's going to be cool to see how it works and what it does. And the release is set for sometime in 2017. Well, if you're in the UK, Amazon has started product delivery with drones. It seems that only two clients right now have received packages using drones, but they are working on getting dozens and dozens of clients getting drone delivery, and eventually, of course, we'll try to have as many drone deliveries as possible. It's also a test to see if it's viable, if it works well, and if everything is all right with drone delivery and how it will work with air traffic control and all of that. Because if you can imagine, if there are thousands of drones in the air, it can get a little complicated after a certain time. So tests have started, and there's a few lucky guys or girls that are actually testing out drone delivery from Amazon. That must be kind of interesting to receive a package from a drone. And finally, AMD Ryzen CPU is something that should come out in the first quarter of 2017. And why we are talking about it is because, AMD and Intel have been kind of making, they're really being in competition with each other. And, for a part of the 90s, AMD sometimes beat Intel in the speed of their processors and the performance. Then Intel came back, but in the past 6 or 7 years, AMD had not been, really up to date. They were doing nice CPUs, but they were always behind Intel's. And the good thing about the AMD and Intel competition is that it also made Intel a better company by changing the way that they do their practices and they make CPUs. So, competition is really good, and I think it needs to stay. Even though AMD is losing a lot of money right now, let's hope that they get back into the green and make more. The Ryzen CPU is an interesting one because it's an 8-core CPU with 16 threads that can run, 20 megabyte cache of L2, L3, and also 3.4 gigahertz speed. Now, Intel has some processors also that go up to 4 gigahertz, but the architecture of this one and the way that it's done is actually, for the first time in a very long time, making this CPU a very, very strong competitor to the higher end Intel CPUs that are coming out right now. So that's going to be interesting, and we'll see if in 2017 they are able to get out some of these CPUs with really, really amazing performance. And I think, it's needed to have competition like this in order to have good products from both sides, AMD and Intel. So this was the Tech News Update for Wednesday, December 14th, 2016. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. And if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, let us know. Hope you enjoy our videos.